The jeep did not speed away. It rolled forward slowly, the way people leave when they are not afraid of the person they are leaving. And with it, his wife, and an unborn child he thought was his, living with another man. Otieno stood there. He did not shout, did not run after it. He just stood there, holding a receipt for 2 million shillings with nowhere to go. That same evening, while Otieno was standing at a bus stop not knowing which matatu to board, Wambui was stepping into a hot shower in David's house in Runda. She stood under that water for a long time, let it run over her face, her shoulders, her back. Then she came out, wrapped herself in a towel so soft it felt like it had never been used before. She sat on the edge of that bed, ran her hand across the sheets, and for one moment she thought of Otieno. Then David called her name from downstairs, and the thought left, just like that, like a chicken that wanders into a compound and wanders back out. There 1 second, gone the next. She went downstairs. My friend, pain is not always shared equally. Sometimes one person is crying in the dark, and the person who caused the tears is sleeping comfortably. That is the part nobody warns you about. Otieno ended up at Mwangaza Primary School that night. The watchman Kamande opened the gate when he saw him. He looked at Otieno's face. He looked at the shirt he had been wearing since morning. He did not ask a single question. He just opened the gate wider and stepped aside. That small thing, that silence, was the kindest thing anyone had done for Otieno that whole day. He walked to his classroom, pushed the door open, sat on one of the pupils' benches. He sat there for a while. Then he lay down, like a sack of maize put down by someone who has carried it too far, staring at the ceiling. And for a moment, he missed his bed. Then he missed his house. Then he missed his wife. But she had left with another man. The pain went through him like a cold wind through a torn sweater. And with that pain, he did not even notice the mosquitoes biting, or the hardness of the bench under his back, or the cold that came in under the door. He just lay there and cried. Not loudly, the way a man cries when he has been strong for so long that even his tears come out quietly, ashamed to be seen.
In Runda, that same night, Wambui slept on a mattress so soft it held her like arms. David's arm across her, the room cool and quiet. She slept well. My friend, I am not telling you this to make you hate her. I am telling you this because life is honest, even when people are not. And the honest truth is, the person who wrongs you does not always suffer fast. Sometimes they sleep well, while you cry on a bench. What matters is what you do on that bench, whether you stay there or whether you get up. Otieno stayed on that bench for 2 weeks. Old Kamande knew. The other teachers suspected. Nobody said anything directly. But sometimes a chapati would appear at his classroom door in the morning, wrapped in newspaper, still warm, no name on it, just left there. That is African kindness. It does not make noise, it just shows up. His colleague Omondi came one morning before the bell. He sat across from Otieno, looked at him for a long time. Then he said, "There is a room in Makadara, my cousin, cheap rent, clean." Otieno looked at him. "I also want to tell you something," Omondi said. He looked at his hands. "I saw them, David and Wambui, at the hospital, From the second week she was admitted, side entrance. Otieno did not move. I tried to tell you that evening I came to sit with you. I could not find the words. The classroom was quiet. Then Otieno said, "Was she happy when you saw them?" Omondi looked at the floor. "Yes." Otieno nodded slowly, the nod of a man who already knew but needed to hear it said out loud so he could stop hoping it was not true. He then said, "Then it was already finished, long before it ended." He stood up, walked to the window, looked out at the empty school compound. He then said, "Thank you for telling me, Omondi."
My friend, a wound you know about heals better than one you keep pretending is not there. Omondi gave Otieno that, the truth, painful as a djembe handle on a fresh blister, but clean. Now, there was a boy in Standard 6, Wafula, third row by the window. A quiet boy, serious, the kind of child who looks at you like he has been here before. Wafula had struggled with fractions the whole term. Every evening, Otieno had stayed behind to help him, long after the other children had gone home. One morning, during break, Wafula stayed behind. He looked at his teacher. "Mwalimu, you are sad." Not a question, a fact, delivered the simple way children deliver facts without knowing that the adult in front of them has been working very hard to hide exactly that. Otieno looked at this boy. Then he pulled a chair, sat at his level. "Yes, Wafula, I am sad." Wafula waited, still, not fidgeting, just present, the way children are present when they sense something important is happening. "I loved someone very much," Otieno said. "I sold my house to save her life. My mother sold her goats. I sat in a hospital corridor for 2 months carrying her food every day. When she was well enough to walk out, she left with another man and told me the child she was carrying was never mine." Wafula did not look away, did not say, "I am sorry," the way people say it when they have nothing better. He just looked at his teacher with those old eyes. "Mwalimu, but why are you still holding it?" Otieno looked at him. "I thought you said she is gone," Wafula said simply. "The child is gone, but you are still here holding something that has already left." He looked at his teacher. "My mother says when you hold a chicken too tight that is trying to go, you are the one who gets scratched, not the chicken." The classroom held those words. Otieno looked at this boy, this Standard 6 boy, who 1 term ago could not tell you what half of something meant. And those words went through him. Through "the child was never yours, Otieno." Through the jeep rolling slowly away. And something in his chest opened, like a fist that has been clenched so long it had forgotten it was a hand. His eyes filled. He let it come. "Go for break, Wafula." Wafula picked up his bag, walked to the door, turned back. Always one more thing with this boy. "Mwalimu." "Yes, I think I finally understand fractions." And he walked out into the morning. My friend, God does not always send angels with wings. Sometimes he sends a Standard 6 boy who has been struggling with fractions and gives him the one sentence his teacher needs to hear. 3 months later, a letter came. Teachers Service Commission. His name at the top. Headmaster Mwangaza Primary School. He read it once, sat still, read it again. He looked around the classroom, at the chalk, at Wafula's chair in the 3rd row. Then he folded the letter carefully and put it in his shirt pocket, right next to the hospital receipt. Old pain, new beginning, carrying both. And for the first time in a long time, he smiled. Not because the pain was gone, but because he could see past it. The headmaster post came with a small house on the school compound. One room, a window, a door that locked. He put his bag down, looked around. One room. After everything he had lost, one room. And it felt more like home than anywhere he had been in a very long time. He made tea, stood at the window, looked out at his compound, and drank quietly. Every month end, he sent what he owed to James, to Peter, to Adhiombo, to his brother in Kisumu. Slowly, the way you eat a whole ugali, one small piece at a time. His mother's goats he could never replace, but he called her every Sunday. That was the one thing he could give her that cost nothing. My friend, do not spend your life waiting for the people who hurt you to fall, because they may not fall, not in front of you, not in a way you will ever see. Wambui got the house, the soft bed, the gate that opens by itself, but Otieno kept the one thing she could not take with her in that jeep, his character. And that character became his promotion, his room, his compound, his life. What you are, nobody can take from you. Only you can throw it away. Otieno kept what he was, and God did the rest. Subscribe and come back, because, my friend, I have many more stories, and not one of them will leave you the same.